Chad. Chad's a mechanic, and this is Chad's Mechanical Tip. Greasing suspension linkages. One of the key components of having your suspension operating smoothly is your suspension linkages. They're the link between your swing arm and your rear shock. And Chad will be the first to tell you they're an area on the bike, and particularly your suspension, that can cause you some grief if they're not greased correctly, even with brand new bikes. So in this week's mechanical tip, we're going to show you how to fix that quickly and easily. First up, as always, stick your bike securely on a work stand. As a rule, the following process will be much easier if your bike's clean. Obviously, you can remove the suspension linkages by removing the back wheel, but that can get difficult if you don't know what you're doing. So if that's the case, best to give it to a qualified mechanic like Chad to take care of it. This way is a bit easier though, as we're not going to remove the back wheel. All you'll need is a 17mm and 19mm spanner to get this done, but on other bikes, that can differ slightly. You're going to have to remove the whole shock on some other bikes too, but on this CRF 250X, all we need to do is remove the lower shock bolt. You'll find the swing arm will drop when this is done, which is why it's a good idea to place a stand under the rear wheel to hold it up and out of the way. Then remove the linkage to swing arm bolt. Now that swing arm's free, remove the draggling bolt from the chassis and the linkage will drop out. On some bikes, you might need to remove the chain roller to get to this bolt. Now that the linkage is out, time to lube up. Make sure your work area is clean of all dust and dirt. Then take out the inner bearing bushes by removing the end caps and pushing the inner sleeve. Check for rust and any other damage. If you find any, bad news. Time to get a new one. And if so, make sure you use good quality parts. If not, using a good quality bearing grease, give it a good going over, making sure all the bearings are well covered. Replace the inner sleeve. Pop the caps back on and repeat the process for the other 3 pivot points also. Time to refit. Best to do this is in reverse order to how you took it out. Draggling bolt first, then the swing arm bolt, then the lower shock bolt last. That's about it. Just time for a quick recheck to ensure everything's good to go and you're done. Suspension linkages greased. Good job, Chad.